Hello, all sentient beings, and welcome to the Transmissions Podcast, where we talk all Hasbro, Takara, and third party. Transformers! This week, we talk about the surprise Studio Series reveals from Hasbro, some upgrade kits from Shockwave Lab, and a new third-party masterpiece, Deathsaurus. Today is Wednesday, November 17th, 2021, and this is episode 460 of Transmissions.
Welcome to Transmissions, the podcast that knows going to war with Big Bird isn't the smartest idea. I'm your host, Charles, aka Big C, and I'm joined by the excellent Transmissions team. Jeremy, aka Yakko.
Hey, how's it going?
Apollo, aka Robo Apollo.
Hi, what's up, everyone?
And Daryl, the Cybertronian Beast.
How's everyone doing tonight? Let's talk Transformers.
All right, and we got to start off on a really sad note tonight. Just this last week, we got the news that one of our friends and longtime listeners and supporters of the show, Kevin Horn, passed away. And yeah, he was only 32 years old, which is, it was really kind of a shock to everyone. And so we just want to send out our condolences to his wife, Ashley, and all his family and friends. And yeah, just remember, a really good friend and someone who was really enthusiastic and just a great guy. So if you want to honor Kevin, we really encourage you to go and donate to his wife's GoFundMe. That will help out with her final expenses and everything. And they're having their memorial service actually as when this podcast goes up today. I think that's when the memorial service is happening. So we'll have a link to the GoFundMe and his obituary in our show notes. But we just wanted to give just a final farewell to our friend Kevin.
This news hit me real hard because Kevin and I were chatting and had been chatting about, just other stuff. He was a big hockey fan. We had a running joke on the show where we would, because he was a fan of the Avalanche. He lived in Colorado, and we would say "Go Avis" because that was, I don't know how it even started, but it was confused with, the car company, their car rental company, Avis, and then we just kind of ran with it for a while, and it was just the thing we did. And obviously he's a big Transformers fan, and it was just, him and I had a lot in common. So we were just chatting about a bunch of stuff, and he was getting it into hockey cards because there was nothing else going on. And I was getting back into hockey cards, and, we were chatting about a bunch of this stuff. And then all of a sudden, that this news this past week hit, and I was pretty floored. I'm going to miss Kevin. We had bonded on a bunch of different fronts. So yeah.
We had met at, I think, a couple TF cons, and it was always great. He won like a couple years ago when we had the really big prize at a TF con. He was the one that won. He
had an uncanny ability to win our contests. He to the point where we were considering, and I mean, I say this, jokingly, but we were, tossing around the idea of taking him out of the Toy Hacks contest because he kept winning it.
Yeah.
So,
but he also kept just saying, "Hey, give it to the next person."
He was, he had quite the collection of Toy Hacks, codes under his belt. So yeah, he was, he seemed to know how to do it. And we ran another kind of joke that he was, kind of hacking our system or something like that. But I don't know. His name just kept getting pulled out, and he was winning these contests. So yeah, he made his presence known on the show more times than none.
Yeah. Yeah, he was
he'll definitely be missed.
Yeah. Yeah, he was active on the Discord, and he didn't come every week to listen to the show live, but he popped in a few times, and yeah, you could definitely see him online occasionally.
Yeah, I didn't know him very well. Like, I think we talked like on in the Discord a bit, but like yeah, that it's really sad for him to have passed away so young and unexpectedly, it sounds like. So
yeah.
I hope he's at peace now.
Yeah. So I think again, just want to say to consider contributing to his wife's GoFundMe and send her well wishes, and we do actually want to commend some of our listeners. I've seen several have gone in and done that, so really appreciate that. Transmissions donated to that as well, from everyone on the podcast. So just want to wish the best for his family and all the people he left behind. So all right, well, we still got a show to do, so we're going to continue on, but yeah, we just want to say farewell to Kevin, and go Avis. All right, well, this week we did have another Empire of Rust special episode that came out. This was episode 63, 12 Angry Bots. So this is continuing the courtroom drama. Magnus, one of the main party members, is on trial for high crimes and misdemeanors, and so the party is currently trying to see if they can get him out of it, get that not guilty verdict, so their adventures can continue. And so we'll see how that goes.
Courtroom RPG just sounds riveting. Can we put this evidence, or can we present this evidence? Roll 3. No, sorry, you can't.
Better luck next time.
I object. Roll. Overruled.
Yeah, doing a courtroom scene as a tabletop RPG would be hard. That's for sure.
Jeremy, you might be surprised at how accurate you are and how it's actually going.
I've been spending the last couple of weeks watching a particular trial that's going on here in Wisconsin. So I'm up on all the legal jargon, but I mean, it's like, as an RPG, I can see it could done poorly. It could be incredibly boring, but done right, it could be a lot of fun. So definitely I'm going to check it out.
And for anyone who's into video game trials, I mean, the Ace Attorney series, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, those turn the courtroom drama into a video game. So it's not exactly the same, but it get a similar vibe. And they get a lot of mileage out of raising objections. So I wonder if they'll do a little bit of that in Empire of Rust. So yeah, take a look for that. So yeah, this week we've got the uncut bonus episodes. So that's only available for Donatrons. But then next week will be the regular episode that will be out on the free feed. So that will be up Monday, November 22nd. But if you are a Donatron, you have access to the bonus episode right now. It came out Monday, November 15th. So you should already have access. So let's jump right in and talk about some toy news.
Okay, and this week saw the reveal of some new Studio Series stuff. I find it odd that this stuff gets announced or revealed just on a random day in November, when Hasbro seems to have all these special days kind of planned out, and then nothing comes out, or nothing big like this kind of comes out. But then just a random, what was it? The 9th was a Tuesday. They're going to announce
Transformers Tuesday,
I guess. But Tuesday, the 9th, they revealed, what was this? 6 new Studio Series 86 figures. So this was a big reveal, and So yeah, let's go through these. Starting off, they revealed a Voyager class Soundwave, and this thing looks like these are all straight out of. I said Studio Series 86. They are not Studio Series 86. They are out of the Bumblebee movie. I must correct myself because somebody will call me on that, and I will be wrong. So these are from the Bumblebee movie, Voyager class Soundwave. He does transform into a pancake. I don't know. It's something.
A thing.
Binoculars.
There's something. It's something. I'm assuming they're trying to pawn this off as a spaceship of some kind. But it's a
rectangular or something.
It's a weird one. Yeah, it's a weird one. So the real prize here is the robot mode, and it looks phenomenal. I'm sure we'll kind of circle back to the every individual character when we all get a chance to kind of go through them. Next on the list was Deluxe class Ratchet. And this one, they look great. We only in the Bumblebee movie, we only get to see these characters for almost sometimes some of them a split second. And so, kind of comparing these figures to what you see in the movie, it's I think they did it right. So, I think they look good. The robot mode in it is pretty darn cool. The alt mode is I'm assuming a Cybertronian ambulance. It looks pretty good. It's got 4 wheels and a big cannon gun on top. So that's a badass ambulance.
Ambulances always have giant cannons on their hood.
Sometimes you have to save by just blowing something away.
Yeah. Next up is, I think, probably one of the coolest looking ones out of the whole lot. And it's Studio Series Deluxe Class Brawn. And this one is another one we see in the movie for a blink and you miss it moment. But he looks awesome. A really cool update to the Brawn, character from G1. Very interesting kind of movie aesthetic here. His alt mode is I'm going to say a trike, a car, a wide motorcycle. I'm not entirely sure, but it's cool looking. It's neat. Again, with the cannon on the top for, mobile, destruction. He's got a drill on the front, which is also very cool. Cause I guess G1 one episode, he had a drill. Cool. But it's neat. I know I've seen a lot of people take this, this robot mode, and they've changed the head and put, I think it's, Man at Arms from He-Man in this. So
see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's a very interesting kind of, body type. The helmet on the face is, it makes for a funny kind of meme. But yeah, it's a very cool looking figure. Deluxe class Brawn. Look for it. With the next one here, and that is Deluxe class Wheeljack. Now, I don't remember seeing Wheeljack in the movie, but I guess he was there. And he looks pretty cool as well. Again, very G1 looking robot mode, with a sports car-ish looking alt mode, again with the gun on the top. So,
this is the same gun for all three, I think.
Do they all get the same gun? Really? I didn't even.
Oh, no. This one, the back looks the same. The front is different, but for Brawn and Ratchet, it's the same gun. Okay,
cool. Well, I didn't really notice that, but yeah, there you are. So yeah, it's, everyone's plugging their gun on the top, which is, it's cool. Wheeljack has this, this sports car look, and it's, it fits. A very cool looking, figure here. I do believe some of these figures, or at least this Wheeljack figure, has leaked already and has been seen on some kind of, those pirate YouTube channels where they obtain, stolen stuff and they, review it and whatnot. So these are coming probably a lot sooner than we think. Probably out by Christmas. So, the last one, and this is an interesting one. These next two, because this is a first for Studio Series. These next two are core class figures for the Studio Series line. Historically, the Studio Series line has never gone smaller than Deluxe class until now. So the first two core class figures that they're doing are Ravage and Shockwave. Now, Shockwave is an interesting one because he's not that small. And he's definitely probably, he would benefit more from being a Voyager class figure. So hopefully there is a Voyager class figure or bigger coming, because that would be much more in scale for the Studio Series line. But the Ravage, for sure, this looks very cool as a core class figure. He turns into a box. With the Soundwave here, it doesn't look like he's going to go inside Soundwave. And I really haven't looked to see if he does or if anybody's kind of confirmed it. There's there might be a possibility that he does, depending on how big, Soundwave is and how small this core class Ravage is. But there's potential that it could actually go inside. I haven't, I'd like to know. It would be interesting. But yeah, let's open it up to the floor for discussion here. Let's go to Apollo. Apollo, we've got a lot of Studio Series stuff coming. Bumblebee movie is, it's still giving. A lot of stuff still on the table for future projects. What do you think of these 6 figures that they're putting out?
I really think they're really cool. I didn't think I needed any more Studio Series figures. I was mostly focused on collecting the 86 line, but I'm very tempted to actually get all of these. But I'm going to have to get Soundwave and Shockwave for sure. Be interesting to see how tiny Shockwave is, like if he's going to be like super small, because sometimes the scaling on these have been varied. Like with some of the figures, they'll say it's like a leader class, but it's like there's varying scales and size within that. So
sure,
yeah. But I think they all look fabulous, and anyone who's a fan of the Bumblebee movie will really like these. Like, I am very tempted to get them all, but then that's starting me down a path I don't know if I want to take. So, I think they did a good job with these.
Right on. Jeremy, I don't know whether you've gone into the Bumblebee movie Studio Series stuff. I know you've gotten a lot of the 86 movie stuff, but do any of these Bumblebee movie characters interest you?
Yeah, I haven't gotten any of the other Studio Series, I believe, because I'm not that interested in the movie look, but these are all from the CGI part at the beginning of Bumblebee, and I think these all look really good. Some of the alt modes, like Ravage and Soundwave, not necessarily the best, but the important modes look great. When I first saw these, and I was drawn to Brawn immediately, just because I thought that was such a cool look with making the head look like it has a distinct helmet.
Yeah,
which I don't think we've really seen before, but it's kind of like a medieval helmet type looking thing. And it's such a cool look. And the way that they've done this character, I'm really drawn to it. And I might pick that one up just because it just, I've not seen anything really like it. The obviously Cybertronian modes. So the alt mode doesn't look like anything else we've ever seen. And I just think it's cool. And you mentioned how people are like talking about a Man at Arms, like I guess kind of painting it into Man at Arms, which we know that nothing official would ever happen because that's Mattel. But I could see a Juggernaut being made out of this.
Oh,
and I mean, maybe not officially, but I could see people doing that unofficially, just making it into a Juggernaut, and I think that'd look really cool too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, my only complaint is why is Shockwave a core class? That makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
but hopefully they do come out with a bigger one because he does look good. And I think beyond Brawn, I think Wheeljack is my favorite, like my second favorite in this, because Wheeljack always looks so cool, and this one is no exception. And he was in the movie. He actually has a speaking line.
I have to watch it again. It's been a while. Charles, this is a lot of figures that they dumped on us on a random Tuesday in November. The potential here for, remaking that CGI scene is growing by the minute here. We all know that you enjoy to making this, recreating the CGI, moments, that you dedicate a large portion of your home to recreating cartoon backdrops and movie moments. What will these add to your your enjoyment of the Bumblebee movie or detract?
I think you have me confused with Dogcades, but anyway, these are all great. These look good. The one thing I don't like is the Ravage. I don't think the Ravage looks all that great. Just I don't know. It just looks a little wonky to me. The head doesn't look great, and the transformation. It looks like that could
be a mistransformation. If you look at the package one, his mouth is open.
Oh, really? Okay.
And I think it might just be a mistransformation there.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, these are all good. I'm surprised there's not an Ironhide there, which I think that would be an easy recolor of Ratchet.
It's coming.
But I really like the Wheeljack. I think the Wheeljack is my favorite of these ones here, and I think that looks really slick. But yeah, these are all cool. The fact that these came out on a random Tuesday and it's 3 years after the Bumblebee movie came out tells me that these were not planned when the Bumblebee movie was produced. Like the movie came out, they saw the reaction to the scenes on Cybertron. They're like, maybe we should make toys of these. And they're like, well, that's going to be a 3-year lead time. Like, okay, get started. And so, yeah, so now we've got these toys. So better late than never, I guess. And yeah, I also am scratching my head as to why Shockwave is a core class figure. I mean, they could have just made a Laserbeak, another Laserbeak. I mean, I guess he wasn't in the movie, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But,
how many?
They look good. Yeah, that's all. I was just gonna say they look good.
Well, how many toys do you think have been attributed to those CGI scenes now?
So we've got the I guess we've got the Starscream that was released. That was kind of a retool of the Blitzwing figure.
Yep.
And
I mean, you can count the Blitzwing figure
Rust too, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And I guess then the Optimus Prime and Bumblebee. I guess multiple Bumblebees.
Mm-hmm.
And the Cliff Jumper.
And Cliff Jumper, yep.
Cliff Jumper, yep.
And I guess the multiple Shatter and drop kick.
Drop kick, yeah.
Yeah. Because
were they in the CGI scenes?
Oh, I guess not. I guess
not at the beginning. No, they weren't.
Yeah.
Well, my question kind of comes back to, you've got the live action scenes, which you can have. I mean, you can take the Blitzwing from for that. You can take the Optimus for that, even though he was a hologram the whole time. And you can take the Bumblebee for that, and you can take even. I'll give you both Shatters and Dropkicks. So that's 4 figures in there, right? But I mean, so we're looking at what, 7 figures for the live action component, right? And that was 90% of the movie. They did and now they've done how many figures for the CGI components? I think they're starting to see where the toy potential is, obviously,
Right.
because
Right.
they got to make more CGI movies or more CGI components anyway.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, it's just it seems like a no-brainer to us, but we're not the ones making the movie.
You'd think. You'd think.
Maybe they should ask the fans. Like,
Oh, you get some really odd responses if you do that.
yeah, like,
Ask us. Just ask transmissions. That's
Just
it.
ask
yeah.
But they do have an animated movie in the works. I mean,
It's true.
that's been in the pipeline for a while. I don't know when that's planned to come out, but at some point.
You speak the truth. It's happening.
I just realized that no one copy edited these images. There's where it says digital render shown, final product may vary, product is misspelled.
Well, maybe that's
wow.
a typo
UCT.
on core class.
Yeah.
Shockwave maybe he is supposed to be Voyager class.
No, I don't think so. But it's just I don't understand why people don't have a final editing, like copy editing, make sure all the text is right.
And the
That's-
programs
that's a-
come with spell check now too, like Photoshop.
That's a job that can be eliminated, Jeremy, for more profit.
Mhm.
Anyway, that's my topic for this week. Jeremy, what do you got?
I have new images from X Transbots about their MX-20 Zeussaurus, which is their masterpiece scale Deathsaurus. This is great prototype images. So the figure's moving along, and I gotta say, this thing looks really good. The face looks amazing. It looks really clean in terms of doesn't look like there's a lot of just stuff hanging off that shouldn't be. And I mean, it doesn't have like a weird backpack, and he just looks really good. And they have him pictures here next to a Star Saber. I think that's the official masterpiece, but I'm not sure. And he looks really good. He is Star Saber's prime enemy in the fiction. He comes with two breastmaster animals. You got tiger breast and eagle breast, and 7 interchangeable faces. And it will be 14.5 inches tall. That would be 37 centimeters for you, Daryl.
Thank you.
And I think this looks really cool. Even the alt mode, which is the like kaiju chicken dinosaur thing, looks really cool. Significantly bigger than Star Saber. So I think for fans of the Japanese series and Deathsaurus, I think this is going to be a home run. Daryl, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, it's a really cool looking figure. I know that there's been a lot of people who have been, getting Star Saber over the last little while because yes, we did get a masterpiece official, and then we got the unofficial figures, and then now we've got the HasLab one coming out. And there's been a lot of noise in the community saying, okay, well, we've got Star Saber, you've got him covered. Where's his enemy? Where's Deathsaurus? And there's been no official Deathsaurus, and I mean, there's been no rumblings of one either. So the third-party market has been where a Deathsaurus has had to exist, and this one looks really good. I know there's a couple other ones out there that are not yet released, but I think we did discuss this at one point. Looks like one did come out, and then it's gone into like a reissue status at this point, but can't remember who that was. Planet X, maybe? I'm not sure. But this one looks really great. I like the lack of service detail makes it look very anime accurate. Mm-hmm. It's very cool. I like the kaiju chicken mode. It's not as menacing as you'd think, but we all know from the comics what kind of damage a Deathsaurus kaiju chicken can do. It's very cool. The fact that it comes with 7 heads or 7 faces it's overkill, man. It's a lot. You can only use one at a time. So unless you're doing some kind of like stop motion animation, this is a lot of different faces. But I like it. It's very cool. It may not be something I'm looking at, but I really do like the effort that they're putting in here for Deathsaurus.
Cool. Apollo, what are your thoughts? Are you familiar with the Japanese series?
Yeah, I've seen it once all the way through, and I need to see it again because it was a few years ago. But I think this figure looks fabulous. The thing I noticed is how clean both modes look. As you were saying, Jeremy, like there's not a lot of kibble on this, which is really impressive. Like, I think the only other figure I've seen that's this clean is the new masterpiece Optimus Prime, so I'm really curious to see how this thing transforms from his robot mode to the kaiju chicken dragon form. Yeah, he's got a really nice face sculpt. They did a really good job with that. He's very, and I'm not sure how the scaling is in comparison to the masterpiece Starsaber figure. So I don't know if this is accurate for the height, but yeah, both modes look really good on this guy. I'm going to be definitely keeping my eye on this because there's a few of these Deathsaurus figures coming out. And, so I've been kind of just like comparing them as, more photos are released and whatnot. And I'll probably end up with one. I don't know if it'll be this one, but, he looks fabulous for anyone who's a fan of this character.
Yeah. It does look like this Starsaber is wearing some lifts in these pictures. Like it looks like he has some sort of add-on kit to add some height there.
Mm-hmm.
Charles, we know how big you are into all the Japanese series, so this is going to be a definite pickup. Is that right?
Yeah. I mean, I got to say, Apollo, you've watched the series once through. That's one more than I have. So you're doing better than I have.
Oh, thank you.
But I mean, yeah, it's a good figure. I mean, I do not have a huge connection to Deathsaurus. The IDW comics is what I'm most familiar with in both the previous continuity and the current one. But this is a good looking figure, and yeah, I do like the animation model style. So it's cool. It seems like in kaiju mode, it's actually stands much bigger than Starsaber, which is I'm curious where all that bulk goes when he's in robot mode. Yeah, it looks cute, I guess. It's always funny that he does look like a giant robot chicken. So
I am wondering now that I'm looking at these again, the tail for the kaiju mode. I'm afraid there's a picture with him with a shield.
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid that forms a lot of his tail, which not being connected would be a downside. But I'm seeing some like markings on there that match up with some markings I see on his tail.
Yeah.
So that would be a little sad.
Well, yeah, I guess we'll see. But yeah, this is probably not a pickup for me just because I don't have the masterpiece Starsaber. I did get the HasLab one, but he's probably not in scale with this guy. So I will probably not be picking this one up.
Okay. All right. Well, Apollo, what do you have this week?
Oh, well, there was some Starscream news. So, of course, I'm going to talk about Starscream. So, there have been some more Studio Series Leader Class Coronation Starscream photos. They're official in-hand images, and there were 2 sets that were released. And the first one just shows him without his coronation gear on. You know, it's pretty much the Earthrise Starscream. And then the second image has him with his coronation outfit on, looking very fabulous, you know, with his crown and his purple cape and shoulder pads. The second images have the throne that he comes with, that purple throne. And one is just a picture of the throne, and you can see that there's a Decepticon logo at the top. And it looks like some paneling on there. And then there's a picture of him sitting on the throne, no coronation gear on at all. So, you know, I have had this figure pre-ordered like as soon as it was announced because it's Starscream. But the one thing that I've seen a lot of commentary on, like with social media and whatnot, is, and I think this is just lazy engineering, is like his little skirt thing lifts up instead of like his thighs at the top having red on them. So I've seen some pretty interesting comments about him flashing, you know, people with how he's been posed and whatnot. But you know, I still think overall this is a really good figure. You know, if someone wants the Coronation Starscream look, you know, as you know, the new Masterpiece figure does not come with the Coronation outfit, and you can only get it if you buy all 3 Masterpiece Seekers and if you live in Japan. So I think if you're looking for, you know, a Coronation Masterpiece that's within budget, this is, or not Masterpiece, you know, figure, this is the one to get. So Charles, what do you think of this figure?
Yeah, it looks cool. I particularly like that the shoulder pads in the Coronation kit also have a spot for his null ray guns, so he can still have those while he's wearing the Coronation kit. So that's cool. I also like I did buy a regular Earthrise Starscream, but I never opened him. So I'm thinking I'm going to try to sell that and just get this one because this is essentially the same figure, but with the Coronation kit. So, yeah, it looks good. It's, I mean, I don't know. I feel like it does. I mean, you can definitely see it's the Kingdom Earthrise Starscream and not really a animation model based Starscream. So that's a little weird considering how the studio series is supposed to be very focused on the animation models from the movie. But yeah, that's a nitpick. I still think it's a good figure.
Mm-hmm. Well, I hope you're able to sell your unopened Earthrise Starscream so that you can get this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Daryl, what do you think of this one?
Oh, I like it. I pre-ordered it, and I am simply just waiting for it to arrive. But I'm pre-order, like I've already got the Earthrise Starscream as well as many other of the jets. But I'm getting it for the chair. I just want the chair. It's a really cool looking chair. I'm going to seat a Megatron in it. I don't particularly need Starscream flashing his balls at anybody, but you know, it's the chair is a fantastic accessory and one that Transformers has needed for a while. I'm glad that a character or a figure like Starscream who has a large winged backpack can sit in it. But that's Megatron's chair. Come on. So yeah, I think it's cool. I'll appreciate having the Coronation kit as well. So I can have another Coronation Starscream. But yeah, it's a cool looking figure. I'm going to be happy to add it to my display.
How exciting. Well, thanks for sharing that. And Jeremy, what do you think of this figure?
I like it. I don't have any of the Earthrise Seekers, but I think this thing looks really good. I don't think I even have any Coronation Kit Starscreams at all, but I do think the null ray thing looks a little weird being in the shoulder pads, but I'm guessing they connect at the same place as the null rays would. So, at least they are kind of making an accommodation for that. But if I were to get this, it would also probably be for the chair, just because it's such a cool display thing. And I would love to find like a tiny Beast Wars Megatron to have him sitting in the chair or the scale.
I don't even think he needs to be tiny. That's a big chair.
Well, but the Beast Wars Megatron toy for Kingdom is about on par with the other figures.
Mm.
And in the show, they were much smaller than the G1 Transformers.
Oh, I see.
So that was the joke. But I do like how the chair, we don't see them in the pictures here, but when they announced it, there is like weapon storage in the back, and also the cape can hang on the back of the chair. I think that's just, it's a cool feature where, all of the kibble has a storage place on it. So it's a cool looking chair and, a good Starscream. So I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about whether I'm getting it or not, but I would, people that are complaining about it would probably just complain about anything.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Well, that's all I have to talk about this week in toy news. Charles, what do you have to talk about?
Well, first, just a real quick note is that apparently there is going to be a Kingdom Core Class Hot Rod figure coming out. We don't have any pictures yet, but apparently this was leaked by Singapore-based Unrivaled Collectibles. It's a toy store in Singapore. And on their Facebook account, they said that this will be released this year and would be available in December 2021. So, I mean, I guess we'll see. I mean, this is so treat this as a rumor because we don't have any confirmation from Hasbro or anywhere else, but I'd be curious to see what what this core class hot rod looks like, and we'll see if that might be a pickup. But I like hot rod as just the hot rod character and toy. Of course, we did get the Studio Series hot rod. That's a really great figure. So curious to see what this core class hot rod will look like, and maybe this is to go with your Kingdom Optimus Prime. So, but the topic I did really want to talk about is more upgrade kits from Shockwave Lab. So Shockwave Lab has 3 new kits. These are all for one's for Studio Series Wreck-Gar, one is for HasLab Unicron, and one is for Kingdom Optimus Primal, and they all provide different little accessories. So the kit for Wreck-Gar provides you with his like drum, or I guess gong that he banged in the 86 movie. He banged on this drum to get everyone's attention, and so it's got a little baton, I guess, to pose Wreck-Gar, as to show that he's striking it. And Wreck-Gar gets a gun too, so he gets a nice little. I don't remember Wreck-Gar having a gun in the 86 movie, but
G1 toy had it. That's his G1 toy gun.
Oh, I see. Okay, there you go. So those are actually those are separate 2 kits. So 2 kits for the one is for the junk drum and one is for the gun. Then another kit is a remote controlled LED light for HasLab Unicron. So basically you can, in the center of HasLab Unicron in the planet mode's mouth, you can put this LED kit, and it's multicolored LED. So this is like those LED. My daughter has these LED strip lights in her room now that she can control on her phone and on a remote, where it can have basically any color you want on these LED lights. So you can have this now in your Unicron figure, and it can, do any light you want. So you can, make it look very, very menacing, and lots of different. You can turn your Unicron into a mood Unicron, change it for whatever your mood. And then the last kit is an Optimus Primal kit. So this is for Kingdom Optimus Primal, and he gets a nice shield to go with the swords he wields. So you can switch him from dual wielding his swords to just a single sword and a shield. And it's a good looking shield. And apparently it's from the episode Victory of the original Beast Wars cartoon. I don't remember that episode, but looks good. It's a good shield. So, Daryl, what do you think of these upgrade kits? Any of these interesting you?
I like the Wreck-Gar one. That looks fun. I have my Wreck-Gar sitting next to me here, and I was kind of surprised it didn't have a gun. I mean, you made me look at it, again and think, oh shit, yeah, he doesn't have a gun. These accessories generally are something that, if you're not using them, I don't want them to be like something that's going to cause me to have to find a spot to put them, like be in the way. So this larger drum is cool, but if I'm not using it to make that one particular scene, then I gotta store it somewhere, and that's a pain in the ass. The Unicron thing, it's cool. It's very cool, especially for a room that you're gonna have the thing in planet mode the whole time. So yeah, it's a very interesting piece, and definitely something that you could use a bunch, because I think his light out of his maw there during the movie changed at least a few times to different colors. And then the Primal one, that's the one I could go, with or without. I didn't even know he had a shield until you mentioned it. So it was like, okay.
But I thought you were the number one Beast Wars fan on the podcast.
I am. I am. But it's a title that is it's a financially paid for. I bought that title.
Yeah, you definitely did.
Yeah, I don't. It's not earned. It's just paid for. You can have it if you just gotta buy it. But yeah, they're all very cool upgrade kits. Shockwave Lab is doing some great work. I mean, I've said it before. I'm sure I'll say it again. These guys, their kits are not generally expensive. I expect the Unicron one to be probably the most expensive out of all of these things, especially if they send you a remote for this thing as well. Yeah. But they're cool. You can usually get some of these things. I expect the Wreck-Gar one to be around like $15. Probably they're pretty cheap.
All right, Apollo, what do you think of these kits?
Well, first of all, I always love the creativity of, these companies that make kits like this. I think that's something that I've really appreciated about Transformers is how it inspires people to create stuff like this. I think that's really cool. I'm really regretting not getting a Unicron now because this is really awesome. Like, I want to be able to change my Unicron if I had a Unicron to have all these different colors, lights. Like, it'd be such a nice centerpiece. Yeah, I think they're all really good. Like, if you're fans of these characters, like, And especially like if you own a HasLab Unicron, like if you have it in planet mode, like, yeah, get this kit. Like, this is really cool. You know, it looks like you can control it. There's like this little remote control that comes with it. Like, imagine it would probably let you like have it be flashing like strobe lights or whatnot too. So, yeah, so that's my thoughts on the kit.
Cool. All right, Jeremy, what did you think?
I think these are all really cool. I think like the Wreck-Gar one looks like a lot of fun if you're going to be posing them with some other movie figures. The Optimus Primal one, I need to do a rewatch of Beast Wars because I didn't remember the blast shield, but I mean it looks really cool, and just, you know, being, you know, as tall as the figure, I mean it would pose very well on a shelf. And then the Unicron one, I agree, it's probably gonna be the most expensive just because of the electronics, but I've been looking online at different like multicolored lights for like Christmas lights and stuff, and this type of a remote's very common. So I would imagine it didn't take a lot of work into getting like the remote and stuff to work. It's just getting the LED and the plastic housing to make it match Unicron. But I think it's really cool, and it even has a strobe mode, so you can have Unicron hanging from the ceiling for your raves. And, you know, just rocking on with Unicron. So I don't know. These are great. Shockwave Lab, they always do such good looking stuff. So I just hope they keep at it.
Cool. Well, just to, like I said, I got some LED strip lights for my daughter to put in her room, and that was like a 50 feet length of lights for $15, and that included the remote. So, I mean, this could be pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, that's all our toy topics, and we will move on to trips to the store. This is where we show off all the awesome Transformer stuff we got this week. We do this as a video so you can see everything we got in beautiful high definition on our YouTube channel. But we'll also have the audio right here in the show so you can keep listening as we describe everything we got in loving detail. So without further ado, trips to the store.
The Transmissions Podcast will return after these messages.
Okay, let's show off the stuff we got this week, and we'll start off with Jeremy.
All right. You know, Charles, we always talk about how amazing your wife is and gifts and stuff, but my wife's pretty amazing too. She was at the store and she just like FaceTimed me from the store and was like, "Hey, which one of these do you want?" And she picked up for me Studio Series Slag, which
nice.
My son has already lost one of the horns, but we'll find it. But it's a great figure. It is so cool. The tail doesn't stay in place very well, but I don't care. He looks awesome. He looks just like a very, very happy boy. You know, ready to stomp on Sharkticons.
He comes with the
he comes with the Daniel, which is crap. So, you know, whatever.
Tossed.
But when we opened it, my son was like, "Where's his face?" I'm like, "Yeah, they didn't spend money on that part." But Slag itself is really cool, nice and big. My son was taking this one in the Studio Series Grimlock and having them fight, and that's probably where the horn got lost. But
oh no, he's taking battle damage.
Yeah, and you know, for all the people that say that kids don't play with toys these days, you know, give a kid a couple Dinobots and they're gonna have fun. So, yeah, this is a very good figure. I'm very happy with them. So, I want them to do the rest of the Dinobots because having these big chunky Dinobots are just, it's so good. So much fun. So that's what I got this week.
Very nice. All right, I will go next. I have a comic. I have Wreckers, Tread and Circuits issue number 2. So this came out last week. This is the Alex Milne cover. And yeah, it's we'll review the first issue this Friday, so you can hear our thoughts on that. And we'll review the second issue at some point in the future. But yeah. New version of the Wreckers, new iteration of the Wreckers. It's very different from the previous Wreckers, but I think it's still fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Jack Lawrence is doing a good job on it.
Yeah. And I have another pickup from TFCon Baltimore that I hadn't shown off yet. And this is Rewind and Chrome Dome. IDW Rewind and Chrome Dome from the Lost Light. This is Mastermind Creations Nemo and Motif. So yeah, third party guys. I have not opened them up yet, but yeah, these are fan favorites and personal favorites from the Lost Light, characters from the Lost Light. I'm a big fan of Transformers More Than Meets the Eye and Lost Light comics, so I was happy to pick these guys up. So there they are. And yeah, you can see on the back their transformations and all that good stuff.
And it is the IDW, like kind of the Tumblr mode for Chrome Dome.
Yep. And the memory stick mode for Rewind. Yeah.
Very cool.
Those are cool.
Yay. All right. Daryl, you're next.
Okay. I have a couple comics to show off. I haven't realized I hadn't actually shown off any of these books before, so I'll do them now. This is Transformers Shattered Glass number 3. This is the Alex Milne cover. Really great homage to the Marvel issue number 25, and did a good job on this one. Starscream getting his ass kicked. Got to happen sometime.
It happens a lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's true.
This is Beast Wars number 9. This is the RI cover. This is also Alex Milne's cover. It's a definite different looking stylized wise, or like, it's him doing Beast Wars stuff. It looks different than his G1 stuff. So it's still a great looking cover, and I'm glad I was able to get the RI on this one. Alex's stuff.
I'm sure
great.
he likes getting the chance to draw more organic looking stuff from time to time.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. And anything, just doing anything different. This is Transformers number 36, the A cover. And I think this is Anna Malkova's.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember.
Her name's in the chair.
Oh, that's right. Yes, we found that. Yes. So yeah, Anna Malkova's cover. And this was a great cover. This was the one I got just from the comic book store. I didn't have a chance to dictate which one I was given, but it's a great cover. I'm happy to have this one as well. And the last one, Tread and Circuit number 2, again, the Alex Milne cover. So 3 of the 4 of my books this week are Alex Milne covers. And if you I know I pointed it out to the guys on the show, and they may not have said anything, but you do see the word Wreckers in the cover here. So that was really cool of him to do. So yeah, very neat to include that in the book. And I know we'll talk about number 1 on alt mode, and I have thoughts, but we'll save those for alt mode.
Yeah.
My toy this week, I have one toy. This is a Masterpiece scaled Springer. And this is this is from the company Robot Hero. It's this is Airwolful.
What?
this is their interpretation of Springer, and I believe, I mean, you have to correct me if I'm wrong, but this is kind of the story that I got kind of sold on this one. But it was the open and play Springer that came out a couple years ago that was like sold to everybody in a bag at like TFCon and stuff. It was really cheap, but they took that design and they just kind of, they upgraded it and made it better. And then, gave it a new paint job, and then you got Airwolful. So, and it's great. I haven't actually transformed it into any of the modes yet, but the joints are fantastic, and it holds the pose really well. I needed a Masterpiece scaled Springer, because I got a Masterpiece RC, and they're a couple, they got to go together. So I needed one. So this one looked great. And I like it. So that's what I got. I'm looking forward to transforming it into its modes and taking some pictures. But yeah, he looks awesome. So I'm really happy to have my Springer here. Nice. Really cartoon accurate face on him there.
Very cool.
I got better things to do tonight than die.
Agree.
He comes with one of those. He comes with a missile.
Oh, nice.
Now I have the Airwolf theme song stuck in my head.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, he comes with a little bomb. That's it. That's all I got this week.
All right, and we will finish up with Apollo.
So I'm standing because I have a box to show for one of the things, but I want to first thank you, Charles, for getting this for me. As I hit my microphone at TFCon. I could not go to TFCon Baltimore. Thank you for picking this up for me, and also for selling me this. So this is Armada Starscream, and this is the Rid Starscream. So thank you so much. They're both in really good condition. So I'm glad that I was able to.
Do the sounds work on the Armada?
I believe so. I haven't tried it out yet.
Isn't it? I think you push the cockpit down. Isn't that right?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, cool.
There you go.
That's awesome. So,
does the Armada one have its missiles and its little dude?
Yeah, I packed them away, but it came with all the accessories. So
cool.
Nice. Little mini con. So
good job, Charles.
Thank you so much.
He's got the sword that comes off of one of his wings.
Yeah, and these things flip out too. Like there's springs here. So
yep.
I don't know what triggers.
Yeah, Mars ways were a lot of fun.
Yeah. It feels like it's a hefty piece of plastic. It could withstand a lot. Yeah. And then, yes, I needed this Starscream for my Starscream collection. So thank you. So I've got these two. Now I have to put them down because I've got quite a bit of stuff this week. So
glad you're enjoying them. Glad they're going to a good home.
Thank you. Yeah. So I got Mentis. So there he is.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a really nice figure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of More Than Meets the Eye and Lost Light. So when I saw that Rung was available, I'm like, oh, I have to pre-order him. And I missed out when they did the original pre-order. And then when they did that little short re-release, I snatched this. So yeah, he comes with a ton of accessories. I haven't been able to play with him much yet, but it looks like the character spot on, So it's got a nice face sculpt. So, and I'm a huge fan of Mastermind Creations anyways, so it was an easy sell for me for this. So I've got that. The next thing I have is a cover. So my friend Suna, this is her second cover, and it's the Wreckers #2. I think this is the cover B option. So this is her second official cover. So I had to get this. So I think she did a really nice job on this cover, and it's really creative. So I haven't read the issue yet, so I'm curious to know if this is what actually happens in the book. So shout out. She's on Twitter at Suna Speaks. So with,
Nice.
I think
Nice.
one underscore at the end of her username. So give her a follow. She's an amazing artist and also person. So finally,
Great that more fan
is she
artists are
physically
getting
close
shot.
to you so you can get it signed?
no,
Oh.
she's East Coast, I'm West Coast. So hopefully someday. So finally, my big thing, this actually showed up like early, is my Jurassic Park times Transformers crossover.
Nice.
Yeah, so this showed up way earlier than I thought. I haven't taken them out of the box. I don't know if I will, but this is like hitting the best of both worlds for me because I'm a huge Jurassic Park fan. So this is just really exciting. I cannot see what this is showing, so I want to show you guys a close up of the toys.
Yeah.
So like the T-Rex, she's stepping on like a cardboard car, and the Jeep is there. The one thing that's interesting, and I don't know if this was a mistake or not, is on the back of the box, it doesn't have a picture of what the toys look like in their robot mode. I mean, it just has the
weird.
T-Rex. Yeah, and I'm kind of thinking that was a mistake, but it's got like a little story on the back. And then here it's got the 10,000 volts sign. Same on this side.
That copy editor took a holiday again, Jeremy.
It's a lost art.
Yeah, and there's nothing on the bottom either. It's all like Jurassic Park themed. So, so very excited to get this. And that's why I was standing up, and that's all I have this week.
Oh, that's very cool. That's a great pickup.
Good job.
Thank you.
That's great. I find a lot of their pre-orders usually come earlier than expected.
Yeah, I was surprised. I'm like, wait, why am I getting charged? I think it was like $100. I'm like, wait, what is happening with my Amazon account?
Yeah. It's like the Scotty rule of engineering. You promise it's going to take forever, and then you're a miracle worker when you come in under time.
Exactly.
We now return to the Transmissions Podcast.
We're back from our trips to the store, and we will finish up the show with convention news.
All right. If you're familiar with the Javits Center in New York, it's where they have New York Comic Con, Toy Fair, just all the big shows. They've been under construction for a long time, years, like pre-COVID. They were already working on it and stuff. And I believe it is done because New York Toy Fair in 2022, it's newly expanded. And one of the reasons that Hasbro never had a presence was apparently because there was no room. So they always had an off-site thing. But this year, they are going to be on site in the Javits Center and as part of Toy Fair proper. And they're going to have an entire showroom to talk about all their brands and display things. So I think that's pretty exciting. I know those in the like the Transformers fan media community that go to Toy Fair are probably going to be happy, but they don't have to leave Toy Fair, go across town to this showroom and then back. It'll be easier on them. I'm hoping that we do have some sort of streamed presentation, but anything that we get from the show, I think is going to be pretty impressive this year. So this will be happening February 19th through 22nd. So that will be like, we usually get a lot of good reveals during the Toy Fair weekend. So looking forward to seeing all the new legacy stuff. And I would normally expect movie stuff, but with Rise of the Beast delayed, I don't know how that's going to affect the toy line. We're either going to not see anything or they're going to spoil so much of the, characters in the movie because they have the toys that have to come out. So we'll see what happens, but great things to look forward to next year.
All right. Well, I mean, the movie's been delayed, so they might not show any toys.
That's what I said.
Oh, cut that out. Sorry. Just ignore me. All right, and that will do it for this episode of Transmissions. Apollo, thanks again for joining us this week. Why don't you tell everyone where they can find your stuff online?
Hey, thanks for having me on. It's always fun to talk about Transformers with you guys. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at RoboApollo, and I do fan art, and I also have commissions open right now. So if you'd like to sign up for one, you can send me a message. I also just talk Transformers in general on those accounts, so hope to see you there.
Awesome. And we always end the show by giving a shout out to our Masterpiece Donatreons. So thank you again to John 4X Levengood, Dinobot Maximize, Demon Tech 82, and Septimus Soulvein. Thank you all for continuing to support us at the highest level on our Patreon. We really appreciate it. And you can also buy some merchandise from our TeePublic store. That's at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. We've got lots of shirts, masks, other merchandise you can get with transmission stuff, logos on it. You can also buy anything from TeePublic through that link, and that will help out the show. So thank you again. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Transmissions. If you'd like to join the conversation, travel to our Discord channel at transmissionspodcast.com/Discord. If you'd like to support our podcast, go to transmissionspodcast.com/support or tell your friends about our show. Want some cool transmission swag? Feast your eyes on our transmissions gear at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. We'll see you next time.